Oh, hey there, it's Laurie Lynnsee, and this is today's Love and Light Message from Spirit. Today is Tuesday, and I know it's the last week of January. It's been a very long month. I'm experiencing computer issues. I know! You're shocked! I know! So I was doing some stuff yesterday, and all of a sudden my computer just went and froze. And I couldn't do the Control-Alt-Delete and all the other magical tools. Mind you, this computer's not that old. I bought it probably in the fall, probably October-ish. I don't know, I'd have to look it up. And it just froze. And so I had to turn it off with the button, which, don't do that! Don't do that unless it's a last resort, right? Well, it was a last resort. And now I have scheduled time with a family member who's going to look at it for me tomorrow. So my short form videos I haven't done for a few days, and some people have noticed. Thank you for noticing. Oh, also some people have come over to the Tube of You and said, hey, I followed you on the clock app, and now I found you over here. So yay, if you're one of those people, thank you for coming over. I'm also on Facebook, though that time might be coming to an end too. I don't know. Everything has just gotten so ugly. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard that the awful person who was in charge of the hard, cold, force that was here in Minnesota has been relieved of duty, and supposedly some agents are going to go with him, but not, the frozen. Those people aren't leaving. And today I stopped at one of my favorite restaurants that's run by immigrants. I'm not going to say the name or the ethnicity, but they've been closed for, I don't know, at least a week, maybe even 2 weeks. And I saw cars in the parking lot, and I thought, I'm stopping there for lunch. I'm going to support them. And I went to the doors and it was locked. And I was like, damn, they're not open. Gosh. And eventually a man showed up at the door, and he unlocked the door and let me in and then locked it behind me. And I thought, yep, this is where we've come to in America. This is where we've come to. Spirit, what message do you have for us today for the collective? I am hopeful that, this was just the first victory, getting that so-called leader out of our state, but I also don't trust the Cheeto. I don't trust that what he says to my governor is going to really happen. I posted on Facebook yesterday the first victory. We haven't yet won the entire WAR, and that's what it is. I really think that this is the beginning of the end of this country. I don't even know if it's the beginning of the end. We're somewhere getting to the end. Because I think other things have happened. It's not just us. But the other day, I responded to a comment. Somebody says, where do you live? It's one of those stupid, which I normally never respond to those. But I responded from the independent state of Minnesota, because that's how I feel right now, that we're independent. And we're paying the federal government to come in and just terrorize our citizens. We're paying for that through our taxes. You know that. Hopefully the Senate will do the right thing. And did you hear it? Somebody who was running for governor of our state on the red team said, I can't abide by what's happening. It's like, but you could abide by the shitty shit they've been doing for years, but this is where you're going to draw the line, right here. It's like, I'm glad you woke up, but be honest, dude, you're just as bad as them. Ugh. I don't know. I should be kinder and say, yes, he woke up and he saw the light. But I thought, really, if you're that high up in politics, and this is what, there's been so many cruel things that your party has done for us, I got to stop doing this. Okay, if nothing pops out, we'll go off the bottom. Because we're already at almost 5 minutes. And I could chat forever. Reach the unreachable. Like, how many times have we had that in the last 2 weeks? the path. See this hiker person? They have to go up this path to get to the enlightened world. And it's not going to be easy. But look, the sun is shining up there. Reach the unreachable. Let's see what the book says, because I don't think I've been reading. Well, no, I think I have. Let's see if I can find another spot. Spirit's telling me to open the book, so I'm doing that. Reach the unreachable. Redirect the fire. That would be a good card for now. Here it is. Reach the unreachable. There's something inside of you that wants to be birthed. It might be a great idea that you've been putting aside because you think it's too difficult. How many of you watch Erin Schumann and her report? Not Erin Brown, and she does the Schumann resonance. I call her Erin Schumann all the time. She reads one chart, and she said the last few weeks she's been watching this one report, and it prints out. And she said, for any of you who've given birth, does this pattern look familiar? And it does. It looks like a contraction pattern. Which, if you're with me in the woo-woo team, you know that we are trying to birth new earth. The power, or perhaps it's what other people tell you cannot be done. The power that you hold within is awe-inspiring. You are connected to the wellness of all energies. Now is the time to tap into your inherent power and release your idea. I think we all have the same idea in our head. Take a chance on your own drive, ambition, and unique capabilities. Remember, you don't have to be marching with a group of people. There are other ways. There are other ways. You don't need to figure everything out rationally. I've been saying this not online, but to family and friends. Stop playing by the rules. They're not playing by the rules, so why should we be playing by the rules? The rule of law has just exploded in our faces for the last at least 10 years. Though distraction, faith, inspiration, and feelings empower. Through distraction, faith inspires and feelings empower. Recreate a new version of yourself who is capable of rising above the belief of your limitations. Every step you take will show you the clues for the next step along the way. Trust yourself. I am determined to turn my ideas into reality, no matter how challenging this journey becomes. I thought it was becomes, but then when I was shutting the book, I thought, did I read that correct? It's all possible. It's all in our hands. And we're not going to do it the way it was done 250 years ago. This is 2026. It's going to be done differently. Our grandchildren are going to be asking us, what happened in Minnesota in 2026? And what did you do? So let's bring in the calmness and then release. Here's my granddaughter right here. I hope you're all having a blessed day. Love and light.